Hello, I'm gonna cover bower today. In a previous tutorial I have covered Node Package Manager. I have created a tutorial getting started with Node Package Manager. I saw some interesting things about it. Now, there is another package manager, and why actually do we need it? Let's take a look. Bower is the package manager for the front end. This is what they say. And install bower, as far as I remember, is created by Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. I just opened my mind map. Yes, it's done by Twitter. Okay, so for all these package managers and project, actually I'm following the same structure. How to install. After that, if there is a dependency file or something, configuration file, where to find packages, plugins or generators, later for EOMan, and clear comments. And I'm gonna cover as much as possible clear comments, so that's why I put it a link extra here, and always useful links, some useful links in extra. Okay, so let's start now working with bower. Bower is meant to be for individual projects. It's meant to be for the front-end engineers. So that's why we globally install it, and after that in different projects we use it. How to install globally bower? First we have to have Node Package Manager, and of course even before that we have to have Node.js. npm install -g bower, npm install, save dev, local installation of the bower, which almost doesn't make sense to install locally bower. Okay, since I have done it already, I probably will remove it and download it again. So I'll say Node Package Manager. Don't forget to start this console. Let me exit this console and start from scratch. This is the best way to do it. So command prompt of this also was one mistake. Run it with right mouse button, run as administrator, just to make sure we won't have any troubles. Windows System 32. I'm gonna go to my folder, which is users Stoyan. This is my local folder, my home directory there. Okay, so from this directory I'm gonna execute npm uninstall bower, and I have to mention that I want global deinstallation of bower, because after that I'm gonna do global installation as they suggested here. So this is what they say: install bower. Bower is the command line utility. Install it with npm install -g bower. I have one video which shows how to install bower and git on a portable device. Installing it is very simple. Like the Node installation, you go to Git website, you just download for Windows or for whatever operating system you have it and run it. Here you click the install, you get one MSI installer, and you get Node.js including npm installed. So the requirements of bower are fulfilled. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Okay, bower has been uninstalled. Let me look again. Let me look in the list of globally installed packages, list -g, and I'm gonna say --- dep equals 0. Since I'm doing these tutorials very late at night, I'm not very well focused, but hopefully it's gonna help me and it's gonna help somebody else. So I have grunt install here, less node package manager. Okay, I don't have bower, so let's pretend we are starting from scratch now. npm install -g bower. It's supposed to be installed, come on, it's supposed to be installed globally. Install bower, and it's gonna happen relatively fast because I have installed already bower. Why I'm doing that? Because there's so many projects, JavaScript projects, that I'm getting overwhelmed. It's like a wild west. It's full of new projects. Every week there is a new JavaScript framework. We are still searching. It looks exactly like the wild west. Everybody is fighting for his space into the developers' minds and hearts in the JavaScript. So program files, node bower, C program files, node modules bower, bin bower. Okay, so bower has been installed. Let's again ask npm list -g dep 0. Okay, so bower has been installed. Now once I have bower, then I can type bower --help, and it's gonna show me all the comments. I copy the help of npm node package manager and bower just to see the differences. So on the right hand side we have node package manager --help, on the left hand side bower --help. Why do we need another package manager? Bower actually allows you to download things, not only packages, but any kind of things. Package, of course, bower package, but also Git repositories, URLs, Git endpoints, whatever. Bower install package. This is the command which we have to use. So I have to create a folder for my new project. I will call it my project. Oops, no. Change directory, of course, thank you God, I didn't create that. Make directory my project. Change directory my project, no, not my documents, again, my project. There is nothing there. So I showed to you how to install bower, and now we are going through the process of how to use bower. Now if you don't work with anybody else, you can start, and if you're not planning to use probably repositories and you pretend that you remember everything what you have installed, you don't have to create bower.json file, which is created automatically by bower. I'm gonna show you this just in a minute. In any case, we'll get to this point. So right now, if we don't create such file, we can directly start working pulling different packages. I'm gonna use bootstrap. From my previous tutorial you saw that I have used bootstrap with node package manager. Now I'm gonna prove that now I can install and use it with bower, and bower gets the shallow dependencies, as they call it. In other words, bower has flat dependencies. You cannot install different versions of the package which you're looking for. At least this is what they claim. So let's say now in my project I need bootstrap. When I get started working on a new project, I always use bootstrap because it's easier and it launches me in space very fast. So bower install bower install bootstrap. It's available Bootstrap for both package managers, npm and Bootstrap. So bower is specifically for front-end. npm is with more general purpose. It can install packages for the server side as well. Bower is for the front-end development. Cached, blah 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 blah. So GitHub, it downloads from GitHub, validate, and let me go to this folder to see what happens now. Actually, I'm not gonna need this one. My project. Here we go, my project. Okay, and once downloaded, Bootstrap actually has been put in a folder which is called bower components. And because Bootstrap depends on jQuery, jQuery also has been downloaded, which Node Package Manager didn't do, by the way. So for frontend, use bower. This is the conclusion we can make. Bower.json, we will come to this point, as I said. Of course, bower can be installed locally in this folder, but it almost doesn't make sense because there is one executable file which we have to run, and npm doesn't install this file, doesn't put it here, doesn't put it into the same folder. So that's why if you ask npm to install it locally, bower will be installed in my project, but there will not be the executable file bower. Okay, bower components. So let's look at now the command line interpreter. Bower install package, bower install. All these things are very clear usage. So let me look at the steps which I create for myself. npm install gbower. Okay, that's the installation. Installation packages. Bower install bootstrap. I did it already. What about if we want a particular version of bootstrap? Let me try that now. Bower install bootstrap. Notice this. Node Package Manager is using this symbol, and bower is using pound symbol. So I'm gonna say install bootstrap 2. Let's see what happens now. Can it resolve the problems because I have bootstrap, another version of bootstrap? And I'm gonna ask bower about the version. Okay, so now invalid metadata is missing bootstrap 2.3. Unable to find a suitable version for bootstrap, please choose one. Answer: bootstrap 2.3.2. Bootstrap 3.3.5 is the latest one, which resolved to 3.3.5 as required in my project. Prefix the choice with exclamation mark to persist it in the bower.json. I don't have bower.json right now, so where you're gonna persist it? Okay, I'm gonna tell you one. Answer 1, resolving. Let's see what happens. This is installing a particular version of the package. So bootstrap 2.3.2 bower component. Let me look at in the folder. What do we have here? We have bootstrap installed, and this is version 3. Bower list. We will say bower list now. It's very similar to Node Package Manager. So I guess the comments are almost the same, even though they are not absolutely equal. Bower list, comma, give me the links. Bower check new. So bootstrap 2.3. jQuery 2.03. Voila, it showed me the installed version of my packages. What if I say bower update bootstrap latest. Let's see if latest works. Okay. What about bootstrap? Bower update bootstrap. Package bootstrap is not installed. How come it's not installed when it's installed? I can even see it. Yeah. Okay, so bower check new, checking for new version on the project dependencies. My projects, bootstrap, Stoyan, my latest 3.3. Okay, what if I tell you just update? Bower update. Okay, version 2.3.2. I'm still on the last version. Okay, now I have to explicitly tell you install bootstrap 3.3.5. This is what I'm talking about. You have to explicitly say which version do you want. And you cannot have two versions at the same time here. Bootstrap and jQuery, for example. So install bootstrap and for package bootstrap not found. How come? That's weird. Okay, let's try to uninstall. Bootstrap. Let's uninstall bootstrap and see what happens. And after that I'm gonna say just bower install bootstrap and we'll see what happens. Uninstall bootstrap and its dependencies, which is jQuery in this case. Okay, show me now what do we have installed here in the folder bootstrap. In the folder bootstrap we don't have anything, but the folder bootstrap itself, bower components itself, not bootstrap, doesn't get removed as Node Package Manager does. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you install again bootstrap. Now the latest version will be installed. Updating packages. So I tried this and it didn't work for some reason, including scripts. Okay, so let me take a look now. We have bower components and bootstrap. Okay, inside bootstrap and jQuery. Bower list. Show me now the components. Bower update. Okay, so we don't have to add bower components to our repository because it's gonna be cluttered by third-party files which are not very small, which are maybe a lot of files. So as with Node Package Manager, we can create a dependency file which is called bower.json. You can do it manually or you can use, of course, the bower itself. Let's do that. I will say bower init, exactly like git init. It's gonna ask me several questions very similarly to Node package manager, and I'm gonna get the bower.json file created for myself. Okay, name my project. Okay, I will agree to that. Description, my bower tests, main file, main.js, AMD global node. Okay, so what type of modules does this package expose? Asynchronous module definition. Those are different approaches to load files and dependencies require actually. Globals, ECMAScript 6, which is standardized. Global node. Node is using node actually has require function, which JavaScript on the front end doesn't. So that's why I will say AMD, for example, or YUI. This is their require system. So this is actually file loading systems, different file loading systems and resolving the dependencies. So I probably will say AMD because on the front end it's recommended to use AMD or ECMAScript 6. Okay. Otherwise you have to use globals actually um, to uh, to expose the packages. AMD asynchronous module definition. Keywords test bower. Author, yeah, you know. MIT is the license. Homepage, something, I will say example.com. Set currently installed components as dependencies. Yes. It asks me, do I want the components which have been installed already to be put as a dependencies, which Node Package Manager didn't ask me. It automatically added them. Add commonly ignored files to ignore list. Yes. Would you like to mark this package as private, which prevent it from being accidentally published to the registry? It depends on. I want this package, for example, to be publicly available, so no. It shows me the file which is going to be created, the content of the file which is going to be created, my project, blah 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 blah, bower test, bower, MIT, home node, yes. Okay, bower.json file, the file with the dependencies has been created, and this is the file which we have to push to our repository. Once somebody who works together with us on the project downloads the project, should run only bower install, and everything should be installed only running this command, including scripts. What kind of scripts? How to include the scripts in your HTML page. So we are in the root folder of our new project. I'll call it, for example, index HTML. This is how to use it actually. For example, I'll say this in my index HTML file, and I will be able to use it. Doc type HTML, HTML, HTML. Again, HTML. Yeah, hat, and here I can put this script bower components jQuery dist jQuery. Let me look at in bower folder. Source and distribution, as usual. So bower downloads the source as well, jQuery min. This is how you include manually what has been downloaded by bower to your page. How is you're gonna use bower components folder and the packages which has been downloaded, it's up to you. There are of course many tools which come to work together with bower. Grunt bower, concat, grunt, wire depth. So in other words, this plugin is used by grunt to concatenate all the files which have been downloaded by bower. Require.js, grunt bower tasks, grunt peer, and whatever. So this tutorial is just to play a little bit with the commands of bower, show how it works, and later we will have a different tutorial on grunt. And maybe later I will create something which shows how everything works together, because there are a lot of moving parts right now. I just want to cover each one of them separately. It's supposed to be a very short tutorial, but it doesn't happen this way. Okay, let's get back to the console. Now I have bower.json file, bower components. Let me open bower.json file here. Let's try to uninstall something to see what happens. Let's see if the file bower.json is gonna be changed. I'm gonna say bower uninstall bootstrap. As a dependency here, we should have bootstrap somewhere. Bower key, here we go. Let's see now if bower is gonna change the dependency file. It didn't. So let's install it back and try with --save as we did with npm to see what happens, or -S. We'll see now what happens. It has as a dependency in the file, but in fact is not in the folder. Right now we brought it back. Now let's try uninstall --S. Let's see if the bootstrap will be removed from the bower.json file. Yep, here we go. It has been removed. When we install it with this option, save, is gonna be brought back here, dependencies, as a dependency. So this is how bower works. It installs locally packages and components into your project folder and creates one file which is supposed to be pushed to the repository. jQuery, here we go. Success again. Now it takes care of the file as well. If there are dependencies, for example, we also can add it to the development tools. For example, let me install grunt here. Do I have grunt? And also let's look at where can we find packages, search packages for bower. It's much easier here compared to Node Package Manager. They have in their website listed a lot of packages ready to be used. Let me try grunt here. cannot install it through bower, obviously. But if you have development tools for some reason, if you install something, we can install it through bower, whatever it allows us to do. Okay, so this covers actually bower and the manual usage of the packages. Through grunt we can use the packages, but that's another story. Bower install bootstrap minus minus save. Let me see if I have something else in my mind map. Bootstrap minus save, yeah, bower.json file, bower install. Okay, let's pretend right now that we have the file, but we don't know what needs to be installed. What are the dependencies? So I will say uninstall. But this time I'm not gonna force bower to record this into the file. Let's pretend that we just have downloaded the bower.json from somewhere, from repository, for example. Let's figure out what we have to run in order to get the very same environment as our colleagues. Okay, so now let's go to bower. I will even remove the folder bower components. Okay, now all we have is just bower, which is supposed to come from the repository. What can we say so we'll get the environment of our colleagues? Bower install, like composer install, bower install. Let's see if that works. Node package manager requires update. You should say there, node package manager update. And this is a contrast between bower and node package manager. Let's see now. Okay, so that actually did the job. Bower install, and we are now working with the exact same versions, exact same environment as the guy or the guys who gave us the bower.json file. Okay, I want to cover two more comments on bower. For example, search. Bower search HTML5 boilerplate. Let me see how that works. HTML5 boilerplate. Bower search. And another one is info. Okay, so here we go. HTML5 boilerplate git GitHub. So it has been found. H5 b pro git boilerplate git boilerplate. So many things. Okay. And another one is for example, if we say, let's say bootstrap, info bootstrap. We covered the most important things, which are bower init, which will create the bower.json file, bower install bootstrap, for example, minus minus save or minus minus save minus def, which is gonna save it in the development section of the bower.json file, bower uninstall, bower update. Okay, so if we want a certain version, let's say 204, is there such a version? I guess yes. Let me see now. What does it say? bower info bootstrap 204, and it gives more information about this version. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up now by saying that the bower is dependency manager, package manager for the front-end developers. You can download not only packages and manage not only packages but Git repositories, even individual files. We learned how to install bower. We use npm install bower globally. It makes sense to be installed globally. After that, we run bower install bootstrap, for example, to get bootstrap installed into a folder bower components in the root of our project, bower components. We use bower uninstall to uninstall it, bower init to create the dependency file, bower.json file. Okay, bower install something -- safe adds the dependency to the bower.json file. Okay, thank you for watching.